Thank you, Brother Sankofa. Yes, my brother.
Yeah, good night. So I'm going to focus on another aspect. Now, what would I like to see the future looking like? Not in 10 years. 10 years is too long. Now, we have the United Nations declared 2014 to 2025 to be the decade for people of African descent. And there's a mandate that all civic agencies should be involved. The government of Ontario is not excluded from that. I want to know what is the government doing. I haven't seen anything. But when I'm saying doing, we're tired with declarations and platitudes. We want resources. This is what's underlining all the problems in our community, lack of resources. You have a mandate. We are part of this. And, you know, you have influence, you have control over resources, and also you have influence on the federal government. Just as you go to Chrysler and those people and you say, okay, stay here, we're going to give you $500 million to create some job, and then, 2 years after they leave the province, right? No, we have a thing called Caribana, and every year we bring in at least $500 million, $500 million, right? And guess what you do? You rob it away from our community. So I'm saying give us back our Caribana, number one, but also give us an infrastructure so that we can use that to generate employment. We have musicians, all the steel bands and stuff like that. That's an industry that you are underfunding. Actually, you're pimping on that industry, right? Because these people spend all their nights, all their money, and they go out there, and what we're doing, we're presenting something for people to come into, to attract people into this province, right? So I am saying, and give back Caribana to the community. Give them the resources. Give us the resources, right? There are a lot of other things. You're talking about jobs? Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about giving our youths opportunities to create employment for themselves, because that's what the future is about. The future is about creating your own ways of surviving. And we have lots of kids with a lot of ideas, but there are no access to the resources. They can't go to the bank. So why don't you have guarantees, loan guarantees for kids in affected communities? My brother was talking about the Somali communities. Why don't we have loan guarantees for this community and other communities? Target those communities with loan guarantees along, not just randomly, but along with support, along with training, right? Why don't you have that, right? Just as you fund, just as you give away money to the auto industry, why don't you invest in our youths too? That's part of the problem.
Thank you.
Right? Just hold on. My 2 minutes
That's
was
been
not as
4
long as
minutes so far. So.
Okay, can I just have just 1 minute, just to wrap up?
Okay, thank you.
Now, when we do all this, we are empowering our community. One of the mandates, it says development. Unless we have a system that will develop the black community, we're joking here. We have to be developed. You have to spend resources, right? You have to extend resources to the community. And last thing, the thing called experience. You have to rub this off. When you're talking about hiring boards and stuff like that, you have to rub it off. Because our people are denied access to employment, so therefore we are denied the experience, right? You know what? Every day I walk around, and I know many, many black people who have so much experience, but they can't apply for any position on any board because it's not counted, right? It's not counted as that kind of experience. Probably they came from Jamaica or whatever, it doesn't count.
Thank
right?
you.
So rub off this. When you have a position posted, take out this thing about experience, because this is a systemic block to our community. It's a barrier.
Thank you.
And if you're talking about anti-racism, you need to remove those barriers, and that is an implicit barrier you need to remove right now. And I'm
Okay.
talking specifically because I saw a position
I need you to
advertised.
wrap up now, please. No,
I
like now.
I saw a position advertised by the
ministry.
Tourism Directorate asking for experience, and
Yes.
that is a contradiction of the
Okay.
whole process.
Got it. Thank you very much.